you felt the need to talk to the BBA folks?
Well, I wanted to reach out to our corporate community to let them know, where we were, where we are, and what we need to do in order to generate some additional support from the private sector. This community has always been so generous in stepping up to the plate, and I felt that as mayor of the city of Birmingham, I was obligated to come and give them an updated report to give them some indication as to what else we need to do. And I'm just grateful for the response that they've given, and I know that they're going to do the right thing to help the communities reestablish themselves and to give people a sense of hope. So I'm grateful for that.
What do you need from them?
Well, we need volunteers. We need financial support on those things that the city, state, and federal government cannot do because of laws. And it's always better when individuals and corporations step up to the plate rather than just totally relying upon government to do everything. And the individual support that I've seen throughout this state has just been tremendous, and that comes from the heart of the people who work in these businesses. Therefore, I want to give the leadership an understanding of what we're faced with, but also a sense of hope for all of us working together.
You talked about, mentioned to them about that some of these neighborhoods might need to be shifted when they're rebuilt. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, we have a couple of neighborhoods that have been hit 3 times in the last 20 years by tornadoes, and some people are leery about going back, but a tornado could have hit anywhere. And this may give us an opportunity to design better communities as we go back and replace these communities, and that's what I meant about shifting roadways and things of that nature.
Do you know particularly an example of at least one of those 3 that you were talking about, which that might need to be shifted?
Well, you've got areas in Pratt City along Hibernia, and Hibernia is a straight road. We may want to get in there and do some other things in terms of the design of the community, and we're going to talk with our housing department, our community development department, and try to come up with some innovative ideas of rebuilding model communities.
You talked about Hands on Birmingham being the best resource for volunteers.
Yes.
So you feel like they're prepared to handle the thousands of people that want to volunteer?
I think they're chomping at the bits to work with thousands of people to help in this disaster-related effort. People can volunteer with the Red Cross, they can volunteer with Salvation Armies, they can volunteer through their churches. We're trying to find the most effective ways so that we can keep track of who we have working out in the community. And Hands on Birmingham has worked with us before, but all of these organizations are good organizations. I just want everybody to know that they can be empowered in and of themselves to get out there and help.
Anybody else got?
Actually, one quick question.
Sure.
Do you guys, do you know anything about, Tuscaloosa or closing Pratt City, maybe evacuation?
From what I saw of Pleasant Grove, it was totally demolished, the section that it hit. There were no houses standing, very few churches were left undamaged in the area, and one of the biggest problems that we have is to try to prevent people from taking advantage of this situation from a looting standpoint. The governor has provided about 600 National Guardsmen to come into this area to help us with securing all of those areas, and that would be a big help not only in Birmingham but the Pleasant Grove area as well. I went down to the Tuscaloosa area to meet with President Obama, who came in to visit that particular area, and the devastation is widespread. So it's not just here in Birmingham, it's not just in Tuscaloosa, but throughout mid and northern Alabama that we have this problem.
When you talked also about the 900 to 1,000 homes and structures damaged or destroyed here in Birmingham, and you mentioned about the importance of trying to keep those people in Birmingham.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, as I stated before, we took a big hit on the drop in our census numbers, and now if we lose 1,000 households, that may represent 4,000 or 5,000 people that if we don't rebuild our community may not stay here in the Birmingham proper. As mayor, it's my responsibility to make sure that we rebuild neighborhoods and we give our citizens a sense that they do belong. And we're not trying to run anybody off. So that's what I meant by that.
Any message that you want to give to people out there that may be staying in a shelter right now, or they've lost their home? What's the one thing you want them to hear from you?
The one thing that I want them to know and understand is that we hear them, we see them, we know they're hurting, and we're working to do everything within our power to help relieve that pain that they're feeling. And there are a lot of people who are praying for them, a lot of people who are working to give them that relief. And just hold on. You may not see us yet, you may not feel us yet, but we're there and we're coming with help.